Hello good people of the internet, my name is Hexa. Welcome back to my channel and to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to dye my hair back to my natural color, which is a deep, dirty blonde, like a deep, cool blonde. I've had kind of ginger or reddish, copperish hair for about a year and a half, I would say. And I really, really love it. I'm definitely having second thoughts about changing it because I love how the red hair looks on me. But I'm going to Sweden with my boyfriend at the end of January, and I wanted to go for like a pastel pink sort of theme, and I just think the warm hair color will not really work with pastel pinks. So I thought a cooler hair color would work. I didn't want to go platinum because that would take way too much bleaching, but I thought my natural color could work nicely in combination with a pink outfit, so that's what we're doing today. I wanted to keep these little bleached money pieces because I really like how they look. They're so cute, but unfortunately I left both of my hair dyeing brushes at my boyfriend's place and I cannot achieve the precision that I need without them, so unfortunately I'll have to cover them up. This is the color we're going to be using. It's the Syoss 7-5. It is described as middle ash blonde, which I think is a pretty good description of my natural hair color. I do think that it might be a little bit lighter, but the key concern is that red and orange pigments are the hardest to both strip and cover up when it comes to hair dyeing. So I'm really not sure how it's gonna look with putting this color on top of this like warm orangey shade. Fingers crossed it works out. I really hope it does, but that's why I'm doing this way ahead of time. We're leaving at the end of January and I'm filming this at the beginning of January so that if this doesn't work out, I have some time to, execute a plan B. Goodbye, ginger hair. You've been very good. It's so pretty. I'm really gonna miss it, but I'm excited to see if I can get my natural hair color back with hair dye. Of course, it's not gonna have like the natural highlights and stuff that my hair has, but hopefully it's close enough that I can more easily like grow out my natural color without it looking crazy. I don't really know. I might need the help of a hairstylist to do that, but we'll see. Let's get started. Already dropping stuff, yay. Wait, why is the color cream white? What the heck? Why is the color cream white? I really feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Time to shake. It still looks white. When is this gonna start turning the color it's supposed to be? So it almost kind of looks like it like makes the color darker. It's not made for like dark hair to go blonde. It's made for different shades of blonde to go cool blonde, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna do the second bottle now because it's just easier than doing it when, my gloves are already dirty and everything's messed up. Let's get started. I didn't do any separating or anything. I just brushed my hair and that was it. I'm scared. Why does it look like that? It's so nerve-wracking. Just with the orange, like it had color, the color cream had color. Now you can't even like tell if it's properly saturated or if it's doing anything. What the hell? Trust the process. Just gotta trust the process. Whew. I really could have used a straight comb, but everything, my brushes, my straight comb, the hair clips I used to separate my hair, everything I left at my boyfriend's place because common sense is a thing that sometimes escapes us. I have no idea what is happening. All I can tell you is it's stinging my eyes a little bit. This is very unsettling. The lack of visual feedback on how this color is doing is very unsettling. Okay, so I've kind of done like the roots and the hairline. Usually once that's done, I just kind of lose all rhyme or reason and just go for it. Damn, whoa, Why is this so, it's very chemically smelling. It smells very, very chemically. My hair is so long, it's so hard to dye long hair without making an absolute mess. At some point, sooner rather than later, I need to start accepting that I need to get my hair dyed by a professional because it's just too much hair for me to handle by myself. Why does it smell so strong? That's also really disconcerting. Why? I don't know. Hexa's Adventures in Bottle Blonde. Okay, this is not the kind of blonde that people talk about when they talk about bottle blonde, but you know, it is still a shade of blonde that comes in a bottle. It smells shockingly strong. I don't know what's up with that. The red never smelled this. Blech. That's one bottle done. And a whole lot of completely dry hair. That's another thing. I think I need to upgrade to 3 bottles soon. And I don't just have like really long hair, I also have quite thick hair, which is a blessing, but means it's hard to saturate it with as much hair dye as you really need. I need to be careful not to like rub up against this shower curtain because I don't want to stain it. All right, bottle number 2, coming in hot. Buddy. Ah, okay, what the hell is going on? What if there's like a production error or a mass poisoning attempt by hair dye and this absolutely noxious gas smell is actually just me dying? Oh, my cheek has turned gray. Good signs, I guess. What if this color goes really, really wrong? This is where we're at right now. I really can't tell what color is happening, how it's developing. It's very disconcerting because I have no like visual feedback of how this is going. I don't think it's gonna cover up these little highlights. I think they're gonna be lighter than the rest of the hair, but that's okay. We liked them anyways. We're near the end, we're almost fully saturated. We've got some streaks that need to be like rubbed a little bit more. And then we should be good to go. I'm excited to see how it turns out. It's looking a little golden brown under there. Whatever color is happening, I don't know, we'll see. Can you see if my hair, how saturated is it? It's dry, isn't it? These parts. Yeah, a bit. I don't think I have enough hair dye. The jury is it the jury is out? The jury is back. Okay, the point is 2 bottles was not enough. A lot of my hair is not fully saturated. I think it's saturated enough that the overall effect will be okay, but for next time, for future reference, it's time for 3 bottles. Crazy, crazy times, can't believe. At what point will I stop growing my hair out? I don't know. It's one of those things where, you know, it's like when you join a cult. At some point you've just been in it for so long that you don't want to get out. And that's how I feel about long hair. I've joined a cult and I can't escape it. I like having long hair. There's a lot of things about it that are very irritating, like that I have to blow dry my hair now and it does get tangled sometimes and crazy. And it's very hard to dye and I have to buy 3 bottles of hair dye now apparently. But I don't know, it's very pretty, it's very feminine, it's sexy, it looks nice when I'm swimming in the sea, I look like a mermaid. You know, there's lots of nice things. Maybe I should have made a pact with myself. Once 2 bottles of hair dye is no longer enough for my whole head, I need to stop growing it out. Just go back to a bob. Hey, I even had a pixie cut back in the day. If you guys have been here a long time, you know I had like super short hair, short-ish hair, blue hair, pink hair, green hair, purple hair, orange hair. I don't think I've ever done yellow. I've done gray. Not fully gray though. It was like mostly gray and then some like colored bits. I think we're done. Not much more I can do from here on out. We are on our own. We leave it up to fate for the next 30 minutes. Then we wash it out and we hope for the best. All right, we're cling wrapping my head and in 30 minutes, we're gonna see how this went. How do I do this? Ah! Well, do we have scissors? We have a pair of pointy tweezers. I don't know. Is it even enough? Let's just do one more little scoop. And then, no, don't pull it off. Okay, we're good. See you in 30 minutes. Okay, so the results of my hair experiment are interesting. Let's talk about it. On the portion of my hair that was not bleached, so everything except the money pieces, it still looks quite warm. You know, the hair dye didn't lift any of those red and orange pigments because it didn't have any lightener in it. As far as I could tell, it was just like coloring the hair. So probably as it fades, as this new layer of cool blonde hair dye fades, the hair is probably gonna look warmer and warmer because those red pigments are still under there. These highlights in the front, they look ever so slightly green, which shouldn't surprise me too much. I mean, the ash blonde is essentially in some ways a shade of gray. And in hair dye, gray or black colors are usually achieved, or sometimes achieved, with a very, very, very deep blue. You can have like blue blacks or like brown blacks, I believe. So presumably the coolness in this ash blonde came from blue. And because these money pieces were bleached but not platinum, so they still had some yellow in them, I believe that blue mixed with the yellow and gave them an ever so slightly green appearance. I actually do think if you ignore the slight greenness, I do think they look very similar to my natural hair color, if a little bit lighter, which makes sense because like the color underneath was so light compared to my actual hair color. I'm not super disappointed with the results. I think it looks okay. I think if we do like one more layer of dye over this, we can get this neutral. The bigger priority is not to get it looking exactly like my natural color, it's to get it looking neutral. It's really hard to cancel out those warm shades that I had underneath. I would like to avoid bleaching it, and as I already realized when I did the money pieces, I bleached those twice and they were still yellow, so I don't think that it's possible to fully lift the red out of my hair without really damaging it. It's gonna look so red in the light. Like when the sunlight hits it, this is definitely gonna look very red. What I'm thinking is maybe to do like a brown, like a chocolate brown, and actually deepen the color of the hair and see if that can work to cancel out the warmth from the red underneath. Of course, it would have to be like a cool brown or a neutral brown. I mean, it's okay. I actually like how the highlights look. If my whole hair was this color, it would probably be a little more noticeable that they're green. Or alternatively, maybe they just look very green in comparison to the warm rest of my hair. Maybe if all of my hair was that color, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's green because the hair around it would no longer be like so warm toned. I don't know. I don't think the results are terrible, but there's still a long way to go. I think it still needs a few layers of color before this is looking neutral. I might have to ditch the idea of going ash blonde and instead go a different type of cool, like a chocolate brown. I've never had brown hair, like deep brown hair. Probably wouldn't look too different than my dark blonde hair because that's almost brown. But still, yikes, that's like a big change. If anyone has any advice, comment down below. How do you neutralize warm tones in the hair? What's the opposite of orange? The opposite of orange is blue. The opposite of red is green. Do I have to put green hair dye on my hair? Do I have to put blue hair dye on my hair? We don't know. The results are a little weird. It's a little weird. I have to admit, it's a little weird. I honestly, the more I look at it, the more I feel like this part hasn't even changed that much. And looking at the top of my head, I don't know, it's very, I mean, the demarcation line between like the root and where the red hair dye was, it's not that clear. It's a little bit, but definitely this hair dye I think is warmer than my natural color actually is. it's got more redness or orangey or something to it. But yeah, that was the video. That was the hair transformation, answering the question, can I go from copper hair back to my natural hair color? The answer is not really. Two possibilities here. I think either we can go brown and then lighten it to deep blonde later, or we can try to dye the whole thing blonde, like as light a blonde as possible, and then put a similar shade on top of it again. But I don't know. I need to learn color codes on hair dye, because these numbers, this like 7-5 and whatever, those numbers represent like a color, like a pigment that they're using, and I think I really need to learn the chemistry a little bit and figure out what those numbers mean so that I can pick the right color that has like the right temperature of pigments to do what it needs to do. Interesting. Very interesting. Still very warm, except for the bit that turned green. It's not like green, but it's like a little green. It's a little green. Oh, okay, thanks for watching. I hope this was fun and informative. I think I'm gonna have to dye it again and try to do something else. Maybe I'll just try like a purple toner. Maybe a purple toner will do something. We'll try. Maybe I'll just dye the whole thing purple. Who knows? You know, it's the Wild West out here, officially. Bye-bye.